All right, welcome back, everybody. So, welcome back. I did some work already, a little bit, not much, but a little bit. And today I actually wanted to continue with another expression. So, just different kind of look towards the viewer. That's literally what it is. So, no further ado, let's get started. First thing I need to do, of course, is again making sure that I have the colors that I need for this. So right now I am building it up in such a way that it is in a layer. So a groups layer instead of, casually doing everything manually, but then again, it should be fine. Like that, and then move this one upwards, like so. So yeah, but yeah, the amount of stuff that I'm going to be doing today is going to be just making the entire drawing again and do some repeatable work, but then again, it's important to have the repeatable work up and running at least. Mainly because if I do the repeatable work, I actually can get to where I want to be with this. So it does mean that I can actually do a lot of things, and that's important. Besides, I have been, preparing myself for going to a convention, so that's also a thing that I have been doing in the background. And that means that I always need to do, well, I need to prepare. I was like, all right, I want to at least have like 3 or 4 drawings done, but before the convention hits. So that's actually why I'm always doing like that. Yes, that one, and then we're gonna be just casual that. So what we're doing here is just repeating the color scheme, and that always helps a lot. There we go. And with that, I can now get this bit up and running. There we are. Now I'm gonna be going here and grab that one. And get that also sorted. There we are. And then I can actually get ourselves a little bit of light in the area as well. There. Now get that color up and running. And then afterwards, we just need to get that last bit up and running. There we go. Then I need to grab this one. And then grab the last bit. There we go. Now we actually have the first bit done. Now I need to get just the next bit done. So now that we've done that, I can now get here. This is the face bit, and then I need to get also the bottom part of it as well. So with that said, let's get that sorted. There we go. There we are. Then grab this one, then grab that one. All right, now we need to grab ourselves a coloring pot. And after that after that I need to technically put this on, transparency so I can actually get the rest up and running. But yes. All right, what is this smudge that I'm looking at? Is that the erase bit that I forgot to erase? Probably. Let's figure it out. Is it? Yes, it is. All right. There we go. Now we clean it up. And then we're going to be making sure that now that bit is done properly. And then this is the darker color, right? Yeah, this is the darker color. So now we're going to go back to the lighter color. There we are. Now let's grab that one. Make sure this bit is a little more. All right, then we now need to get this one up and running like that. And then I can actually start with the coloring of the line work on the eyes. So first things first, I need to make sure that this is actually properly set. There you go. And now I can actually get that line work properly done. Okay. So with that said, I can now actually get this bit. So technically, oh, for fuck's sake. Yes. So I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. All right. So if I gonna get that kind of feeling towards it, let's get that then now fully sorted. There we go. Then we're gonna put the nose down and I'll keep it that way. Now that we've done that, we can now actually get ourselves towards the coloring of it all. So let's do that. All right. First things first, let's get the eyes up and running. So let's first get ourselves some white in there so that we actually have the full drawing here. There we go. Then we're gonna be making sure that we also have that bit up and running. So the eye, oh well, that bit, which is this one. And now we can actually get the rest. So first things first, we're gonna make sure that we have that bit. There we go. Then we're gonna grab that bit again. again, and then hopefully get to where I want to be with this. Let's see. Less. Alright, less. It's less than that. Alright. Then we're gonna be now going here, grabbing that, grabbing this. There we go. Then I need to now erase the rest that I don't need. And then now I need to add in the lighter color part. Right, then we're gonna be now going back here and then deal with that part. Alright, now we have done that. Oh, hello, chill with me. Hi. How you doing? So I needed sorry that I didn't see it earlier though, because I was actually focusing on the fucking eyes to get in the right position. Because what I want to do now is actually get that shading up and running. And doing that shading is a little bit difficult, mainly because it is quite a, well, mainly because I need to do a lot of, yeah, come on, there you go. Mainly because if I want to do this correctly, I need to make sure that I have like that. I need to add the roundness towards the eyes. That's what I need to do. I need to add some shading towards it that can cause the roundness on the eyes. But of course, I don't want to add it too much, because if I do it too much, you get this, which is bad. So let's see. That is not what I need. All right, how about 25%? Maybe. Yes, 25% is correct. And this one is actually already perfect. All right, now I have actually the eyes correctly done. Now what I need to do is get the, get the face back up in there. So what we now have is technically this bit now fully working. And now what I need to do now is get the eyebrows done, and then afterwards we can actually move to the next bit. Although the next bit is going to be a little bit more complicated, that's for sure. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's going to be a little bit more complicated, mainly because I need to add in a certain type of effect. So what I need to do then is get the line work on the... there you go. That should be it, right? Yes. All right. So what I now need to do is get the hair bit. So what I now need to do is get the hair line work above it, and then get the coloring just above the coloring underneath the line work of the eye, underneath the eye work. So I need to get the line work above, and then the coloring underneath. So if we now just casually remove it, we can then actually get started on this. So first things first, let's grab that one. So that's the one. The other one, yeah, the other one needs to be also underneath it. All right, so now we have that one, and then I can actually get the rest. So now the question is like, do I want it like that, or do I want it a little more like so? And no, I think I want this to be a little more sizable like that. Yes, that means I need to then make this gap a little more bigger. All right, that's then the first one. Although that line work is not correct, because I need to draw this thick lined and not thin lined. Because if I draw a thin line, that actually doesn't work properly. So now we have that. All right, so let's try this again then, and hopefully get it right, because this needs to be done properly. That's the line. That's the line thickness I'm looking for. Now that we draw that part, I need to now draw the second part, which then needs to be underneath this one. Yeah, because this one actually can be drawn here and then call up. So that's gonna be this bit, which is then that needs to be above this one, but underneath that one. All right, so that is gonna be then where? That's gonna be that way. So this one needs to be underneath here. Underneath here it needs to be. All right. Yes and no. Ha. So the coloring needs to be underneath here. So this one, all right, so it does need to be here, but then, oh God, how do I solve this? I can solve it, but then I need to make sure that if I solve it, I need to get this bit drawn here as well. So by drawing that part, then I should be able to get, when I remove this, I should be able to get a line drawn. Yes. So now I have a line drawn. All right, now I have the line perfectly drawn. That means now if I have that bit is still there, so that should be fine, but there is a but here. I need to make sure that I have this one there, located towards here. All right, now it should work. Yes, now it should work. Okay, now that we have done that, I can now actually get this bit separately done. Yes, I need to make sure that I have that, and then of course the details underneath. So let's do that first. Otherwise, I will probably get myself absolutely shredded. So this way, that way, and then draw in the line work. There you go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hold hold up. That needs to not be on this layer. I made that mistake once. I don't want to make that mistake twice, because if I then make one mistake, it will be absolutely everywhere, and it will take a hassle to make it fixing up. All right, there it should be. Now I can get that here. Texture done. All right, now we have the hair texture. Now we can go back here, which has the second part. So let's do that. Group. Now we need to get that bit a little bit more longer. There you go. Now let's grab that idea. All right. There you go. So now I actually did do the hair part. Now I need to get... Oh, for fuck's sake. I see a mistake here on the hair part. Well, we can actually fix that quite easily. So that's the whole point of it all. Let's see. If I want this to be... I could technically fix this a little bit. So if I want, I could technically get this to be like so. Like so. And now I can see the mistake that I left behind. Great. So let's fix that. That is in the... Oh, for fuck's sake. That is in this part right here. This part right here has a problem, mainly because of no. There you go. There. And that's the issue. All right, now we have that done. Now we have that done. Now we can actually get this part done. Means that I now need to go back here, I believe. Yes, here. And fix that like that. All right, so now I should have the hair part done here, and now I can get the last one, which then of course is just There we go. And there we go. Now we actually have everything that I need for the hair to be workable. Do I want this then to be more fuller on the hair part? No, not needed. Okay, so now I can get this thing back. All right, so now let's see if I can get this bit first into one group. And then first let's grab the casual color, and then afterwards we're just gonna be making sure that everything else is done. Now let's fix that part, which is this bit. Nope. Okay, so now we have done that part, and then we're going to be doing the other part as well. And then after that, I can see if the volume of the hair is actually correct. Now if we then add in this one, let's see. What is wrong? There are multiple things wrong here. Proportions on the face is wrong with the yeah, it is. Ah, fuck. Oh well. Yeah. I will leave it here for now then, I guess. Oh, what you're doing? What I'm doing is actually getting the trying to getting the proportions again correctly done. I realized when I was trying to get the coloration done, you can see there is major issue here in the eyes. Mainly because if you look at the one that I did beforehand, it has a better proportion face, and well, this one does not have that, which is a concern. How do I fix this? I could technically fix this by... Well, let's see if I can scale it up and then see if I can get that. So this face, this is wrong. So I need to then group it all into one layer and then redraw it afterwards. I think that's the best word. That's the best case. So we don't need this one anymore. Now we need to just get this one. And then we need to grab this one, grab that, put there as well. Now we have one bit fully. And then we need to now see where, oh, for fuck's sake. Now we need to see where I need to do this properly. So with that said, I need to get, oh, come on. I'm drawing it on the wrong layer. So it's either that the head is too small, which can be a thing that can happen. I think if I do it like so. No, that's too small. All right. That is too small. So it is then 1, 2, 3, 4. It's too extreme. That's the problem. Yes. So that one is then. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to do properly. Okay. Let's see. Nope. So it's either increase the eye size, or increase the shape on the head. Let's see. Well, then we need to shut down the hair bit first. So it needs to be a little bit more bigger, and then I see exactly what the wrongdoing is. I need to get this bit. I need to get this bit. That. Yes. So it is a little bit too extreme. And that is the one, and that's the line work that I need to add. All right. So let's get that line work fixed, because clearly the line work was not fixed. So there you go. And that means also that the eyes need to be increased in size, which means that I definitely need to redraw them again, because otherwise it's going to be blurry. Yep. There we go. This also means that that hairpiece is not workable, mainly because it is not the right size of it. So if I want to do this, I need to get around here. No. Let's see, that means that that hairpiece is there, so that is going to be like that. It means that this bit, yeah, it's going to be a pain in the ass probably too. And that one has been moved. All right, so that means that technically that hairpiece, yes, hairpiece can actually just stay there. All right. I think I have solved that problem. So now I need to get this thing back into shape. It means that this one needs to technically be like that. And I'm gonna be doing the easy way out. So I'm gonna be just redrawing it fully. Man. Oh, sometimes these things are quite difficult to do. But then again, it is quite easy to do later down the line. Mainly because you have now what you need and you have fixed the proportions, so technically the drawing itself will be then a lot better once it's fully done. So, oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Now that we've done that, I can now get towards the next bit, which is then, of course, this one. Right. Now that we've done that, we can now go here. Okay. Whew. Now let's see if I can get that part done. Just a little bit too sharp. All right. Right, then we're gonna go here. There we go. Okay. Ooh, hello. It has been a while since I was at Azerite Geode. Anyway, are we drawing something right now? I'm not sure if the chat is working. I hope you're doing well. Oh, thanks, Brace of Phoenix. Yeah, the chat is working. It's just that I'm absolutely trying to focus on getting the stupid proportions fixed because that was one of the things that happened. I'm trying to get that proportion fixed so that the whole damn thing is actually working pretty well. Let's hope that a lot of small content creators are getting a little bit more attention. It should work. The main problem I have with YouTube nowadays, the main issue, all right, the main issue I have is when you just look up YouTube, for instance, and you just look it up in a whatever. Let's just show you what I mean here. If you pick up and you go then to YouTube, for instance, and of course you have like a fucking terrible like, and then I will say like reject all, and I just type in YouTube. Come on, just YouTube. All right, hold up. Music. There you go. I will just type in music, and then you see this is what it looks like. Right, this is the normal search part, but if you just type in, I don't know, just a volcano. Let's just look up a volcano. Fuck it. That's the one. Stunning volcano. I don't care. I will just look that up and then. God damn it. All right, hold up. Volcano. You get this amount, then you can get all the shorts, and then you get more shorts, and then you get more shorts the further you go. So it's every single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 nine things you can get already as short, which is quite annoying because most of the shorts are not a thing that you're looking for. You're not looking for what Cadrel, geysers, fault, rock, river. You don't look for that. You're looking for just volcanoes, and you get all of this things that are not volcanoes. Or you get a volcano. Yeah, it's not very good, honestly. But yeah, the first shorts are all about volcanoes, and then the second shorts are all not volcanoes. It's just utter garbage that you're gonna get. I'm like, no, I don't need a lightning strike effect. Also, shorts are absolutely terrible. They don't show you what you need to know about volcanoes anyway. But yeah, you get the point. That's the main issue I have with YouTube Shorts, especially when you try to listen to music. It absolutely shows you only shorts, which is quite annoying. Any songs or album work? I think so. If I just look it up, I believe if you look it up, YouTube, and then you just casual go to that, and then you type in. You go into drum style. Let's see if it actually gives me what I need. Probably it doesn't give me what I need. Yeah, exactly it's not what I need. I'm not looking for this. I'm not looking for a tutorial. I don't look for it. I'm looking for the music. All right, I'm looking for the music, but that doesn't show me the music. It's quite annoying when you're trying to look something up. Like if you go for jump style and then you go for 2008, I believe, here you go. Then you have the things that you want. It takes very much a very dedicated term search, which is annoying. It's absolutely annoying. But yeah, it's literally this face like, it only shows you YouTube Shorts and stuff. Yes, exactly. It only shows you YouTube Shorts and stuff. It doesn't show you the stuff that you need. It shows you only the YouTube Shorts. All right, so now I am gonna be doing it on a different layer, mainly because I don't want to screw up the eyesight and the eyebrows. So that's why I'm gonna be doing it now on a different layer so that I can get the hair properly done. So yeah, this is actually the face that you get when you look up YouTube Shorts. You know, it's like, I don't need this. I'm looking for something decent. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for music. I'm not looking for how to dance. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the soundtracks. I'm looking for the cool stuff. If I would go for instance, if I would go for David Guetta, I will get either a David Guetta. If I would get, if I would look up David Guetta, for instance, David Guetta, I don't know what the name is, but if you look up a famous artist or music clip, you either gonna get YouTube Shorts about people celebrating the art clip, but you're not gonna get the things that you're looking for, mainly the music. No. You're gonna be only getting one of them, one of the clips, and then the rest is all about. Oh my God! I went to this festival, dudes. Wow, that was so great. I would say that it was one of the best I ever saw. Man, you should really go there. I'm like, no, I actually just wanted to watch the music soundtrack. Please. The music clip. All right. Now we have done that part. We have done that part. And now we can get to where I want to be. Hopefully. There. Now that looks like a good, decent hair. The first part was absolutely out of proportion. Now it's actually done correctly. So the proportions are now correct. The eyes are now correct. The ears are now correct as well. Because the ear is technically here. So that's where the ear needs to be. Because of how ears work, you need to go with a big giant. You need to go like this on both sides and then follow it up. Okay. So now I actually fixed that part. I'm gonna be saving it just in case I don't want to lose this progress. Absolutely not. And yeah, I had some issues with my PC. Mainly because it cannot handle RAM syncing. I think that's the word for it, right? When you have something draining RAM and then it doesn't tell you that it has a limit, so it continues draining RAM because of the programming of the software or the game itself is constantly draining RAM. So eventually your PC will shut down and be like, I cannot do anything, bleh! And then it dies, literally that. So I had that with one of my games, and that is very annoying because you like to play the game, but you cannot play the game because the game slowly drains your entire PC from RAM. If you want to watch something else like YouTube, for instance, or gonna go on Discord, it's in like Talos snap, and then you're back to square one. It's very annoying, and it's very unpredictable when it will hit. Because your PC is not telling you when it's not telling you when the RAM is taken. So it actually overclocks, but it doesn't overclock, it actually just shuts down because it drains constantly RAM. Which is quite annoying. I have now this issue for quite a while, but the best thing I always learned about it is like once I have played the game, I just close the PC and then restart it so I know that it doesn't, run on the background draining resources every single time. It's like Google Chrome, but worse because Google Chrome is already absolute beast when it eats RAM, but when you have a software that is also doing it, it gets very annoying when you wanted to do something like, oh, I want to write something. Okay, you open up the writing, but you have just gamed. Psych! Your entire PC crashes. Good luck on whatever you wanted to do. So it's very demotivating. It's not very nice. It's not great to do, and it absolutely ruins your day if it happens. On the side note, by the way, I am very happy to say that I'm actually doing well now with the drawing. The amount of things that I have done, the progress I've made with the drawings itself. I think doing this, doing the amount of busy work, like redrawing things, making it again and again and again and again, It does help creating a better drawing. It also helps a lot in making how do you say that? Making yourself think and well, it does provide you the feedback that you need. It also makes you see the errors that you make. So when you draw, for instance, now I have done a full redrawing again, mainly because I was looking at it and I saw like, oh right, the proportions are wrong. Okay, so I need to fix that. And that only happens when you look at a drawing, when you are critical of the drawing, when you're trying to draw it. And I think I want to create this, I want to create this drawing multiple times into the visual novel. So, well, I need to make sure that every single time it is the same character. Otherwise, you will have, you can draw one character once, but if you draw it multiple times, it's quite of a challenge because you already know how it's going to be turning out to be, and that's important. You're improving very well, to say, yeah, it is. It is actually improving well, as well. I think. It's mainly because I'm doing a lot of work. I'm doing a lot of busy work. I'm also gonna be getting, uh, come on. Because if you look at this, for instance, this was 1 year ago, I believe, right? 1 year, right? It's 1 year, right? I think it's 1 year, right? 2000, yeah, 1 year. See? So this is 1 year ago. And you can see already the improvements upon that artwork. You can already see the improvements upon how it looks and where the proportions are now more focused on. And I think also the improvement on the style is also pretty good. Every time I look at my art, it looks wrong. Yes, that can happen. The fun thing is because if you look at your own art, you always see your own errors. That's the whole joke. It's literally you can improve, but it is very frustrating because you always see the issues. You always see like, oh man, I really should have done this way. And then another person's like, but dude, this is great. It's like, yes, but it's not great enough. And that's the whole point of looking at your own artwork with a critical lens. But you don't want to look in the critical lens like big time. You want to make sure that you're doing the critical lens a little bit at a time, but don't get too much discouraged by it. But you do need to be critical of the work that you make, because if you don't do that, you get very sloppy work. I will tell you this: you get very 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 sloppy work. You probably will be like, if I was not critical of myself, for instance, I would never have been able. No, 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 not saving that one. Um, if I was not critical of myself, I can show you what I mean here. So this was 1 year ago, right? I thought I was the only one. Now, I think multiple people, especially artists, are always like not satisfied with their own work. I think. It's mainly because you know that you have improved, so you want to show the improvement. But sometimes it takes time to show the improvement because you are still busy with another artwork. So you're busy with the old style that you're doing. So you can either give up on that and then do your thing that you have learned, or you can finish the work and then do it. And the problem then is that well, not the problem, but that is when you learn the most. Because if you look at the artwork and then are still working on something old, you can get towards how do you say that? You can then be more critical. You can then spot the errors that you made the last time you did it far more easier. Yes, which makes then the progress a lot more better. Um, we would redo the art 50,000 times just to get the correct style 1 year ago. It looks good, thanks. But allow me to show you what I mean, all right? This was from 4 years ago. 4 years ago. If I would not have been critical of my own work, and if I would say like, all right, this is the concept art, but it looks so fucking ugly, the head doesn't work well. It looks noodly. You know, it doesn't feel right. So if you don't be critical about it, you get slacky. You get very slacky, and you can get no improvement whatsoever in your artwork ever again. That's the main problem. Because otherwise I would be still stuck with this. I would still be stuck with this, and that's terrible. I think I think the best thing I would ever show you is the where's the pony? Where's the stupid pony? Where's the absolute terrible piece of shit pony that I once make? Tiger, Valentine, welcome to hell, YOLO ticket, no. Larry, no, Larry, no need for Larry today. Drawfast, no. Car banana cake. Where's the stupid pony? I swear I had it somewhere. It's like in one of the speed drawings that is like an absolute dreadful one. Manga. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that one is also a very, very, very terrible one. I think this one was also such a terribleness. Yes, it was absolutely terrible. Come on, show me the horror. Show me the horror. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. That was the one that I was experimenting with the manga style, but not the one that I'm looking for. Where is it then? Come on. Give me the one that I'm looking for. Light window washer. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Stream of Life, Spooky Boy, no. Squid Mission Bigger, Vacation Summer Title Me, Valentine, Ray, YOLO. I think the YOLO ticket actually does have the old style in it, right? It does. It's still, yeah, it has the old style. So this was back 4 years ago, okay? So this was how good I was 4 years ago. It was not great. I can also can show you this one, like for instance that one or this. It's not great. It's not very lovely to look at. It's terrible. And you can see that the art style has been improved quite literally. I normally drew only on paper, for instance. And with paper you can get a lot of things done, but erasing things on paper is very annoying. Mainly because then things get blurry and fake because of the gum. I really hate it because I always draw very sharp. And with the PC, it doesn't do that. With the tablet, it doesn't do that. But yeah, so things like this, I always drew. Back in the day, I always drew things like that. Or where's the one that I'm looking for? It's in the new map. New map. Come on. I have so many maps, and I know that I have like multiple maps that I don't use, but it's in here. It's in here. It's in the new folder. Definitely, it's in the new folder. Right here, it's in definitely new folder. So, oh god, yes. There you go. I will open this one because I can show you then what I mean. So, I was busy with drawing things, and this is how I should be able. This is how I draw normally. You know, it's not very good. It's not very nice. It's very sketchy. And when you then erase things with a normal pencil, it doesn't do the right thing well. That's the whole joke. So yeah, let's see. I think it looks good for most people. Yes, true. That is indeed a thing. For me, honestly, I would imagine some poses and try to recreate the poses for real life, and to see it fit. But it still works. I mean, it looks bad, but it's still good for whatever. So yeah, that's what I mean. It looks good, but it's not great. It's not satisfying enough. For me, it is always like, I know I can do better. So why don't I do that? So I do. That's why I always try to continue on drawing. And I'm always trying to keep up with the drawing part. But of course, you know, this week has been very busy. I mean, like, ugh. So I'm always trying to do my very best to keep up with it. And I think once I'm done with the with the convention, I think then it will be even better than right now. Mainly because of how on how much of a busy schedule I have. So next week after this, I will have a less busy schedule so I can focus more on it, so I can actually do more work. And then I can get the visual novel a lot more further. I think next week I will be doing some writing part because, well, that's still a thing that I need to do. I need to do some writing part as well. And then afterwards, I will start drawing the Purple Rhino. I think that is actually quite a fun one to do as well. So I already have a concept work for it. And then we just need to get the Rhino fully workable inside of the construction work where it is, where the story is playing out. There you go. And now we have done what I need. All right, cool. So now I have those things done. Now we're just gonna get the coloring up and running. With that said, I can now get ourselves back to the business that I used to do. So let's do that first. Let's save and then get ourselves back to where I need to be. So, Story of Awesomeness, Chapter 1. Then we're gonna go back to Mina. And then we're gonna just pick up Mina here, this one. It doesn't matter which one I pick because I have both have always the same thing. Ah, I made a mistake here. Yes. Knew it. I fucking knew it. I made a mistake. So let's fix that up. So what I'm going to be doing now is actually just getting ourselves the good old-fashioned coloring up and running. So first we're going to be going for the clothing, and then we're going to be making sure that the rest of it is also done. So let's just do this, and let's make it a little more bigger so I can actually work on this. There you go. And you can see because of this, the thickness of it is also good. Practice makes mistakes, but mistakes make perfect. Exactly. You need to find the errors that you made, and then you need to make sure that those errors are preventable next time. So it's not this time you can prevent them. No, you will be constantly reminded that you made that mistake, but you can then make it a more smoother progress. Like, I don't know how to draw eyes. All right, I learn now how to draw eyes. Next time I know how to do it. Next time it will take less time. So, you know what the hardest part is about drawing? Yes. The hardest part about drawing, the hardest part about it is keeping at it. Keeping the motivation to finish the work. That is the hardest part. Clothes, true, but I think hands are worse. If you go with that answer, I think hands are worse than clothes. Clothes are quite easy to fit and mangle into the character. Once you have a body, you can actually make it happen. And every wrinkle must be wrinkled. Yes, but still, when you have a clothing, you can go for two styles. You can go for a very basic version, or you can go for a more detailed version. And with the detailed version, you need to be more alert on the shading part. That's what it is always is. I mean, eyes are hard too, but yeah, eyes are hard. But the main thing about eyes is that you need to find the right proportions on the face. That's the main issue with eyes. It's very learnable. Once you have a way of how to draw the basic shapes of the head, then you can actually do multiple sketches, and then you can get the right sketch to get the right thing. I think it took me, what was the first time I did it? I can actually look that up. I don't even have to recall it. It's in the YOLO module, if I'm correct. So let's see if I can find the YOLO. Where is the YOLO? No. It's not in the copycats. It's somewhere here. There it is. If I'm correct, it's in here, right? Yeah, it is in here. So this was the first part, the first time I experimented with this. So I had this, for instance, this was the first part I did drawing. I went from the basic idea to drawing it into the style that I wanted. And then I realized it was absolutely horrible to look at. So I changed up the style to a more better style that I like. Then afterwards, I figured out how to do the eyes proper. And this is when I actually went from that to this. So you can see on how the experimentation on the eyes actually turned out to be. Let's get ourselves that stupid line coloring here done and that one done, and now we need to grab ourselves the next bit of the coloring. So we're just going to be doing a casual step by step coloring session here, because, well, it is necessary this time. I need to do a step by step, and then afterwards then I can do the hair, and then I can add the lighting part on the hair as well, and then it should be all finished. So I think this will be done in a half an hour, and then we should be able to get to the right point. Hopefully. I think we can, but you never know. It is always a lovely surprise when you come to the realization that it's like, ah, yes, I forgot something here. That's a problem. But yeah, still think when I go, for instance, to the conventions, for instance, I always look at other people's art to see like how they are doing the style and all that stuff. And when I look at it, I'm most of the time very unsatisfied. It's like, I get that people like to buy art. I get it that people like to buy art, but when I would like to buy art, I would not do it because I always be reminded like, it's not the style that I'm looking for. It's not the thing that I want. It's not the thing that I see into the artwork, so I would not buy it. And most of the styles that I see on conventions, for instance, they are almost, how do you say that? Bland, emotionless. There you go, emotionless. They lack the things that you would like to have on an art piece. They lack the expressions. They lack that. They lack the proportions. So when you look at the drawing, it is always off, proportionally off. It has that feeling when you look up very basic, how do you that? Sample drawings. Yeah, I think that's the word for it, right? When you look up on Google and you look for, a basic sample of a drawing, and then you see like this work, and it's absolutely void of expression or emotion. That kind of work. That's most of the time the work that I see on conventions, and sometimes you see a better one, but it's not very good. You can upload your comics and webtoons, but some LGBTQ comics is there, so you can put it on there and hold off if you want. And nah, I'm not gonna be putting it on webtoons. I'm gonna be probably putting it on Pixiv itself. I think that is a far more better idea to do anyway. But the whole point is I'm gonna be probably doing it on I'm gonna probably produce it on Steam instead, because that's a way easier thing to do. It's like, oh yeah, I need to actually do this on Steam. Yeah, sure, why not? Because with Steam, I can just actually just place it for free, and then people can actually just read through it, even though it's technically a software that I'm using. But yeah, I think that is actually the thing that I want to do with it. Just produce it on Steam, then hopefully get publicity that way. But yeah, I think when you look at cons and you see it and you see the artworks, it most of the time it's very emotionless, which is a shame. Honestly, I think if you look for comics or a manga, it is far more satisfying than looking at artwork. Although there are of course exceptions. I think when people are crafting things like glass crafting by creating frogs or something like that, it is a far better idea because that at least gives you more charm to it. I think the best thing you could sell on a con would be probably something cute. And with cute, I mean like that googly eye cute, like hold up, and then white, you know, that kind of cute. Oh. Let's see if I can get it right. I think I can get it right? Yeah, I can get it right. I can do this. It's easy. You know, that one. Like, you have a bee that is silly like that. That kind of cute, you know. Ah, well, you know what? I don't need to have a tongue for that. That's silly. There you go. A very cute bee. Yeah. That kind of cute will probably work. You can do that with Steam. I don't know if you can post on Steam. I think you can post on Steam because it's technically considered a software that I'm using to create it. So I'm actually creating a game instead of technically a visual novel. And by doing that, I can actually produce it for free on Steam, I think. I just need to make sure that I actually make a company and then publish it on under that name. But that will be once I'm done. Because I'm not going to be publishing once I want to publish a finished thing. I'm not going to be publishing it if it is not finished. That is one of the things that I do not like. Mainly because it is absolutely an idiotical idea, publishing something and then absolutely not finishing it. That's most likely the case what's going to happen if you don't have the motivation or you're lacking the motivation at all. So yeah, I do not want that to happen. So let's see. So now we're just going to be adding in the coloring here, and then once we're doing with the coloring, I can actually get to where I want to be with this. The good thing about this is that I'm going to be just casually going step by step and then fixing it step by step. And that's the best part of it. I can do this and I don't have to worry about anything at all because I already have drawn the line art. Well, I drew the line art very how do you say that? I drew the line out a little bit hastily. No, I don't think so. I think I actually did line up decently well this time. Okay. Then we need to get ourselves the thing for the background. So now we're gonna go for the line work. This one. So let's get ourselves. All right. So now we have done that. Now it's time for me to draw this one again and then hopefully get that line work here done. There we go. Now we have done that part and that should work, right? Yeah, it does. Okay, I do want to add this bit right there and that bit right there. Okay. Now we have done that, we have done that. Now we need to get ourselves a lighter color part just to get ourselves this bit, that bit, this bit, and hold up. There you go. That should solve that issue. And And that issue is now also solved. Good. Now we have done that. We have now done the lighting. I didn't know you can post on Steam. The posting, it's not, well, I think I already explained that one. I think I already read that one. But yeah, it's not technically posting. It's technically publishing. Basically, it's technically publishing, but it's publishing in such a way that it is technically only in name only the technically it's not a game, but it is a game because it has the mechanics of a game, but it isn't the game. I could technically add the game mechanics to it as well. So that's why I always am like, all right, that's not a problem at all then. Indeed, it is not. That's the whole point. That's the fun part about it. And here we go. Now we're gonna add in the coloring here. And you can see already that it is actually taking up shape, which is important. All right, bye. All right. Anyway, I have to go now. It's almost night for me. All right, bye. All right, have a lovely day. Have a lovely day, Bracer, Phoenix. And yeah, I'm gonna be absolutely happy once this thing is fully finished. I think the best thing about it is that once this thing is finished, it looks nice. And then I can show it off at the con if I ever want to. So that's always great. It's like, do you have it on paper? No, I actually have it on my mobile phone because, well, you know, it's a digital drawing. Why would I ever drag around paperwork? Because, you know, dragging around paperwork is a very bigger hassle and people don't like it always. All right, so now I hope that the things I want are finished. No, not yet. There we go. And now I can actually get this bit done. All right, cool. So I'm aiming now to get myself towards the shading of the, well, adding in the tree color system on the hair. And once that is done, I think we're good to go. And the best part about all of this is that it is quite easy to do. So no need to worry about anything here. Just need to be worried about making sure that all the things are colored up, all the points are taken. Because this is always a very big thing. And then once I'm done with that, I can then get ourselves the eyes fixed. And next week I will probably try to do a redesign on Lola. Probably. Yeah. That would be actually quite a smart move. Because then I have all the tree in the new style. Which makes things a lot more easier. Alright. Alright, now I should be able to have everything that I want here. Let's check. Yes, we do. Good. Alright, next bit is adding in the light color and dark color parts, because that is a thing indeed that is necessary. So first things first, I need to add in the darker colors, which is here. And with that, I can actually get ourselves, well, I can get myself the thing that I need. So I need to get the darker colors in here. And then this one is going to be like so. Okay. Now I have done that. I can now get the rest up and running. So now I need to go just for the casual coloring. So this is the dark color, and now we can actually get to the next bit, which is just casual coloring. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. Alright, hold up. That is not right. Let's just get ourselves then the thing that I need. No. Hold up. Okay, because this is not the right color, I need to grab a little bit more lighter color, but that, oh, no, I need darker color. I need not lighter color. Stupid. A little bit more. No. Give me that back. There we go. Okay, now we have done that part. We have done that part. Now we need to just go back here. Fix up the bits that are a little bit too extreme. There you go. Now that is done, I can now get ourselves towards the next bit, which is then this one. All right. Now we've done that. Now we have actually everything that I need for this part. Now I can actually get to the next bit. So now I need to get ourselves the sticks done. So let's do that. Alright, now we're gonna be getting ourselves the auto pit done, so now we're gonna go for the blue. And hopefully get to where I want to be with this. Oh. Here, yes. Problem solved, baby. Almost. There we go. Now that we've done that, I can now get ourselves the darker color, and afterwards then I can actually get the next bit. Cool. All right. And then, of course, light. There you go. Now I have that done. And now I can get the next bit done. That means I now need to get that light color done. There we go. Now I have done that part. Now I need to get the next bit done, and that is. Boop, 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 boop. Oh. Now I need to grab this. Then need to grab this one. Then I need to grab the eyes. Then after that, this color right here. to get the blur tool done. That shouldn't be workable here. Yeah. Fuck. I hate this. I hate doing that. Ah, I see what the mistake is here. This eye is not correct. Alright, and then we now need to get that color up and running. So that is then here, right? Yeah. Nice. Alright, then we're gonna be able to do this. So now we have that one. Then we have this one, which then can be actually be back into it. And then we need to add one more thing here. So we can actually remove that. And then we're gonna add one more thing here, which is this line. There you go. Now let's fill up the last things here and there, which has been emptied because of coloration. issues. Now we have done that. We have done that. Good, 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 good. And this bit right here now, and that bit still. Okay. Then we now need to get this bit into a drop shadow part. 50%. And then we only have one bit more to do, which is then the hair bit, which is this one right here. Yes. Fixing the bits that are not correct. There you go. There you go. Easy. And then one more thing, which is then the sticks. There you go. There you go. And then save. And there we go. Easy. Alright, now we have done that, and we have now completed another fucking expression. Alright, let's save it, and save it as... Because technically I can do this with it as well. I can make that, I can make this. I can make it easy to talk, yes. Alright, and then we're gonna be saving it as a PNG version as well. So that we actually can save it as that. So let's do the saving as the PNG version. Let's save it as that. Ding, 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 ding. Correct, come on. And then we're gonna be saving it as a web PNG version as well. Because we can. Alright, now that we've done those three, I can now actually load it up and then see how it looks. Let's go to software, let's go to Terrano Builder. Easy as that, and then it should be all done. Okay, a lot of work, but then again, it's good to do. So let's just hope that this thing actually works properly. I think it is, but you know, you never know. There we go. And I forgot something. God damn it. Why is it always that I forget one thing to do? Which is this one. There you go. I forgot to put the fucking chat in display. I put it on off. Oh well. It happens. It happens. It happens. I forgot to put it on. Oh man. I feel so fucking stupid right now. Oh well. Let's just continue then anyway. On the system, on the issue that I at hand. So, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Scene 2, right? Yeah, scene 2. So now I have scene 2, and then I need to go to the expression changing up. So let's go to expression. Is there an expression here that I can actually use? Probably. Oh well. Let's see. B, C, D. Oh, let's change this one up so I can actually do it like that. Let's go for this one instead. Now positioning properly. All right, let's move this down. Let's move that one over here. And then add in an expression change right here. And we're gonna say that we're not gonna go for the wizard, we're gonna go for Mina, and then we're gonna go for choose a file. And there you go. Now we have that one. So now we have this one. And now we have that one. So now we can actually load it from here. See? Well, you know, the text doesn't work pretty well, but you know, you get the point. So you can go for happy to... And the positioning on the hairs is correct, and the mirror version does look good as well. Alright, cool. That does make things a lot more better. Well done, me. Alright, cool. I hope you've enjoyed for now, and thanks all for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, I want to wish you a lovely day, and yeah, I didn't know that the chat was off in the preview corner. I did see the chat, but I didn't see the chat. I forgot to put the OBS version on as well. That was my mistake, by the way. And I apologize for that because holy fucking shit. But all right. So we have done the expression. So I have now done the expression for this week. Tomorrow I will probably do some writing, and then I'll see you guys back at Monday probably. All right. I hope you'll enjoy it for now, and thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Wow, I went 2 hours in. I did this in 2 hours. I feel proud of myself that I actually completed this in 2 hours max. Okay, good. That means I actually did do some work, but holy fucking shit. I noticed halfway in half an hour, when the first half hour, I noticed that I made a mistake in the proportions. That is probably also why I had to do another half an hour to draw again. It's always a fucking mess when it happens, when you have like, proportions, and it's not right. Damn it. All right. So, yeah, I hope to see you next time, and bye.